Hi, welcome back to the 3D Sapiens Road Show. I'm Dan Davis, your host, presenter, whatever you want to call me. This is going to be the first part of the first episode of the spirituality section, the spirituality program here on YouTube channel. I've got an introduction that's going to take probably 2 or 3 different pieces to do, but the first thing I wanted to do is show you where I'm coming from, why I believe what I believe, the kind of research I've done, and so on. And that's easier done here in this nest, off the road, with all my books and whatever. So right now what I'm doing is just going to kind of go down the line of the books and just kind of call them out so you can see and maybe mention a couple things, and then I'm going to show you a couple other things. In the part B, which I'll probably record as well today, I'm going to do some music. Pink Floyd on the Turning Away, and explain what that's all about. And the third part I'm going to have to do outside, probably up at the campground or whatever. So this intro, this is going to be spirituality number 1. It's kind of the first part of 3 parts of the introduction. So anyway, this is the library I'm going to be using a lot when I write this book that I'm writing on spirituality, Universal Spirituality, the New Ancient Religion. It is, if you've seen chapter 5 in this book, the shift, the ancient religion, is basically an expanded version of that. So right now I want to show you real quick some of the books that kind of went into all of this, what I'm talking about when I say, that it's all about being eclectic. I mean, as I also mentioned in my book, if you were God, are you going to give all the answers to one group of people, knowing how envious and jealous and whatever that humans can be? No, I would think you would spread it out, and you're not going to really know the truth until you put it all together. So the way I put it is, it's going to be a global spiritual scavenger hunt. So if you're going to do that, you need to look at all the different religions and whatever. A lot of them, most of them, have turned into big business. But even in the worst of them, sometimes there's a heart of, a nugget of information of something good, truth, whatever, that we should know. So let me go through these books here real quick. Starting with the big ones back here, Strong's Thesaurus Concordance. This is not really, this is online nowadays, so you don't really need it much. The Spirit World, Native American beliefs. Power of Myth, Joseph Campbell. He's one of my heroes. Joseph Campbell and Mircea Eliade. They are the 2 big comparative mythologists of the 20th century. Mircea Eliade, by the way, is from Romania. I'm not sure how you would pronounce his name in English. Maybe Mircea Eliade or something. I don't know. But in Romanian, it's pronounced Mircea Eliade. And he was one of the great comparative mythologists as well. Now, the rest of the books are down here. This is on Baha'is. It's actually kind of a magazine kind of thing on the Baha'i. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, also known as the Christ consciousness, Krishna consciousness. Embracing the Beloved, relationship is a path of awakening, the purpose-driven life, Warren, actually I haven't read that one. Celestine Prophecy, this is one of the few fiction books that I have, but it actually makes sense. Some of these are kind of messed up. Wishes Fulfilled, Dr. Wayne Dyer. 2012, Return of the Quetzalcoatl. World Religions from Ancient History to the Present. The Quran for Dummies. What's this? Thinking About Basic Beliefs and Introduction to Philosophy. The Unconditional Life, Deepak Chopra. The Course in Miracles, that's kind of more of a reference book. Science of Mind, Dr. Ernest Holmes, that's also more of a reference one. Nine-Headed Dragon River, Pete Madison. Death, Afterlife, and the Soul, Spiritual Growth and Entheogens, Healing Words, Power of Prayer, yes it does work. And So It Is, Reverend James Fox. Herman Wauck, The Language God Talks, talking about calculus. What about the big stuff? Richard Carlson, PhD, The Signature of God. Where Angels Walk, who's who in mythology, in the flow of life, chicken soup for the soul, like a great river of water and spirits, my land and my people, it's a Dalai Lama, Holy Bible in English, Eckhart Tolle, Power of Now, to understand Buddhism, 3 magic words, U.S. Anderson, another good one, what the Buddha taught, and then 3 by Carlos Castaneda, which is, again, more fiction, but it's got good stuff to it. Bhagavad Gita, The Essential Kabbalah, Going to Pieces Without Falling Apart, Epstein, Ram Dass and Paul Gorham, How Can I Help? Buddhism, The Supreme Doctrine, Psychological Studies and Zen Thought, Deepak Chopra, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, Living, Loving, and Learning, Leo Buscaglia, Thoreau on Man and Nature. This is poetry, but there's so much spirituality in it that I put it here. Teaching of Buddha, The Holy Science, Hinduism, what is Buddhism, Let Your Life Speak, the Quran, Enthusiasm Makes a Difference, Norman Vincent Peale, Book of Mormon, the Upanishads, what is this, New Era, Baha'i Faith, New Era, Peace of Mind, Bhagavad Gita, Lao Tzu, Tao Te Ching, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, that's another fiction, but it works. Getting in the Gap, Wayne Dyer, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, It's All Small Stuff, Richard Carlson, Santa Biblia en Español, because in Ecuador, church was in Spanish. And then there's a bunch of other things that have gone here as well, like Plato's Republic, Aristotle. They both talk a lot about reincarnation and the soul and whatnot. Okay, so let me cut here for a minute. I'm going to show you something else. So when it comes to what I believe, my spirituality, so it's a combination of things. It's partially all this research that I've done here. It's partially what I've seen around the world. Because, trust me, it's one thing to read about it in a book. It's something completely different to actually see it with your own eyes. Things like the pyramids or the Hagia Sophia in Turkey. So some of these, religious monuments or whatever, when you're there, it makes a big difference. Another thing that a couple people have talked about, I know Wayne Dyer, I'm pretty sure, Wayne Dyer, Richard Carlson, and Deepak Chopra have all talked about altered states of awareness. In fact, that's the entheogens, the altered states of awareness in taking psychedelic drugs and whatnot. Entheogen means, by the way, generating the God from within. Anyway, that's one way to do it. But another way to get this altered state of awareness is with extreme sports like this. It's called a rush, and most people just do it for fun. But once you realize what exactly you're talking about with a rush, all of a sudden you realize the potentialities of altered states of reality, things that you might imagine, might see, might understand, that you would never understand in your normal 9-to-5 kind of life. So, anyway, that's long enough for now. I'm going to sign off. I hope that helps. Again, this is the first part of the spirituality thing. Coming up soon will be Pink Floyd on The Turning Away. Have a great day.